Hi, she's Trixie, and I'm Sarah, and this is Our Yarn World, a place we come to share the love of yarn crafts and all that it gives us and what we hope it gives you. We're on episode 205 for the end of year 2025.
Yes.
We are happy to be able to say craftiest time of the year has been completed successfully. We have, not everything got done, but enough got done. We did a lot of work.
Yeah.
And every year, I'm so proud of everything that got accomplished.
Yeah.
And
all the faces got to see, everybody got to see their gifts and the faces that they were so happy.
She's referring to what I made, because I don't know if everyone that is seeing this saw the prior video.
Right.
But I had cross-stitched a whole bunch of keychains that were really small little portraits of their favorite animals.
In their favorite colors.
Yeah, so I will show you the last one that you didn't get to see last week, and I had to get done in a night.
Yeah.
But it turned out well, I thought. And
then both your sister-in-laws like their sun catchers too. So.
And mine's hanging up.
Yeah.
So my son really liked his Koopa.
Yeah. Oh.
My daughter, some of the gifts I got her specific, she's been wearing nonstop. Some of the other things I had hoped to get done in time for both of them, I just didn't get to, and you know what? It's okay.
Yeah. We got all winter.
This year was a bit of a teaching point for me to be able to recognize my limitations. Not my physical limitations, but recognizing that life creates limitations on what you can do. Because what I'm capable of getting done, I could have got done everything. Like I could, if I had nothing but time, all would have been done.
Yeah.
But my time is also divided with a whole bunch of other things. Mm-hmm. And that has to be respected.
Yeah.
And that was something that I was struggling to navigate.
Yeah.
As I do. So let's show you. Is it going to be your blanket first?
Yeah.
Okay, I got to make sure I have my phone for the photo. I didn't even think about that. I was going to leave it in my purse.
So I do have one more blanket, and then I want to go over the stats that I have written down over the year of what I have gotten done. So I have a pastel blanket this time, and although it's still made in a 10mm hook, I used a double crochet this time, not a half double crochet. And I had to keep remembering that stitch, but I got through it. And I paired each of these colors with like a gray tweed. And oh boy, it's so pretty. I really like the colors in this one. So it just turned out so pretty. And there was no rhyme or reason. I just picked the next ball when it was time, and
what felt right.
Yeah. And I tried to I think the brightest color in here is this teal. But other than that, I really tried to keep it as pastel as I could. And I like teals, so I didn't think that was a bad color in this. And I just wanted to show you this all rolled up. Whoa! It unrolled all over Sarah. Just one moment.
When the project has a mind of its own.
Yeah. So it's all rolled up, and it looks so pretty. So, so with that blanket, I have made 15 blankets in the year 2025. And that blanket was a chain of 71, so going back was 70, half double or double crochet, 10 millimeter hook. I made one mosaic, one washcloth, 6 seatbelt covers, a couch for my rainbow hideout, a to-go cup sling, a pillow cover with another mosaic that I thought of myself, 10 car mirror sun catchers, 7 larger lampshade sun catchers, and 5 dangles. So that's what I was able to accomplish in 2025. And then I thought of something that I wanted to try. There's this thing going around, and I don't know, maybe it's always been around. I've just never seen it before. But so they have this thing going around, 26 things to accomplish in 2026. And so I wrote down on Christmas Eve, I figured this out. And so I wrote down 26 things that I'd like to try and get done, and then just do a check mark for each one of them that I want to do. I'm not going to name them off, but I thought maybe that'd be a good challenge for you guys too. Maybe you could make a list of things that, and it could be just little things like, get yourself some new shoes, or
finish that book you've been wanting to finish.
Yeah. Or, move a little bit more and eat a little bit less, and or if you're in that mindset of trying to lose a little bit of weight, declutter a room. It could be just something as small as you want it to be, or a large project. But maybe you could make a list of 26 things that you want to do in 2026 and see what you can get done. How many of those things that you can get done, check them off the list and see, feel a little bit like you accomplished something. So I'm going to try and do that this year, and as well as keep writing down what I'm crocheting and making over the years, so that you can celebrate in that with me. And we'd like to know what you're doing too. If you want to chime in and comment and tell us what you're doing, we would love to celebrate those things with you as well.
That one, move a little bit more, eat a little less. What gets me is that, like, with my kids, when they're bored, they just need something to do, and so they'll just ask for a snack. And it's one of those things, because it's like, you're not starving yourself.
Right.
But when you realize that your boredom just needs something to do, so it latches on to the first thing it thinks of.
Yes.
And sometimes you're not even hungry. You just want something to do. And
Yeah.
you're not even processing the fact that you're not hungry. You just want something to do.
Right.
It's such a weird thing. Such a weird thing.
Right.
I've just been trying to do that with my kids, figuring out, is this boredom? Or are you actually hungry? Because they've been going through growth spurts. So if they're hungry, I'm going to give them food.
Yeah.
But it's one of those, like, which is it? I think for me, with this year, there's a lot of things I didn't get done. I know for a while there's been projects I want to do for myself that have constantly getting pushed aside. Mm-hmm. I have a to-be-done pile that is a mile long.
Yes. I think each of us might have a little bit of a pile like that.
Oh, I feel bad 'cause some of them are gifts. And it's just one of those things where it's like, it's the balance of, I need my craft to also be relaxing, while also recognizing that my craft is also a challenge for me. I love to be able to see what else I can do or accomplish or strive towards, because it's one of my art forms, right? But there's also that balancing act of, I also need something relaxing to do. This needs to be both.
Yeah.
And that's a hard thing to navigate when you're so excited for a challenge, but then when you're burnt out by that challenge, still needing that the project that helps you calm down, still be able to be something that calms you down, and then not wanting to go back to that feeling of being challenged, when in reality, that's the time when you push.
Yeah.
And I have a couple of those projects where it's just like, I need a push. I know that I talk about this, but just consolidating, being able to get my craft supplies all in one location, because it is, again, still everywhere in the house. There's a lot to get done.
That does help.
And I think that that's part of it, is being able to have it where I can see it. Because you might have it in your mind to get it done, but if you have no ability to have it set up for success, then you can't, right? Like, I remember a long time ago when I was working out regularly, there was this practice of, when you're getting dressed, make sure that getting dressed also includes your tennis shoes.
Yeah.
Right there when you're getting out of bed, make sure the shoes are right next to all your other clothes.
Yep.
Because unless there's intentionality to get the shoes on, the likelihood of being able to take the next step to do the activity is less of a burden, right? Because a lot of it's mental. A lot of it is the mental exercise of just getting to that step.
Right.
And so for me, with some of these whips, it's a matter of, well, I just don't know where they are. So how can I finish what's not in front of me? If they're all in one basket, then I can finally make that whole, okay, pick one out.
Mm-hmm.
Grab one out of the basket and get it done.
Yeah.
But I don't know where most of them are right now. And so that's the first step. But then again, it's the whole, what does that battle plan look like? And I love that whole idea of 26 things for 2026, because just like you said, it doesn't have to be. It could be finishing up that book. It could be completing that TV show that you wanted to be able to talk about with your friends. Being able to go to a concert this year, it could be trying that new restaurant. It could be seeing if you can reach your goal of being able to save $5,000. Like, it doesn't have to be these huge things.
Right.
It can just be
send a card to a friend.
Yeah. See if you can have a pen pal. I've looked at what it would take to get pen pals again, because when you're a kid, they're kind of, the school figures that all out for you. Whereas, like, as an adult, you have to go through a mailing service and be able to be willing to put your address into an online revenue to be able to see who you get. And again, it's okay. Sometimes I'm just like, do I get a P.O. box to do that so that I'm less likely, So I have some sort of safety net there, but it's just one of those things where it's like, you want to try something new? You want to see where it takes you?
Yeah.
It's one of those things where it's like, it's worth it. For this last week, there was a lot of small things I did. I feel like I talked to you about some of them. I don't remember. I'm very tired right now.
You had this in a package, and you still had the coasters in a package.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, the moment we turned off the filming last week, my mom got out her woodworking stuff, and I got both of those projects done immediately after filming. Mm. I had my kids write down love and their name on the wooden coasters, and I burned what they wrote, and then we, with my mom's help, she Mod Podged them so that they would be waterproof. Yeah. And at the back of the coasters, I wrote what year it was, that it was Christmas. And so that it would be remembered.
And how did he like them?
He thought that they were really cute and really clever.
Yeah.
With my that was for one of my in-law, my step-in-law, because he's my husband's stepdad. With this project, it took a little bit more effort because I wanted to keep changing the font. The sign I made for my dad, which was, I had wrote Papa's Honky Tonk Workshop, because my dad really likes country music. He likes playing country music, but he's also a craftsman, a wood craftsman. And so I originally was going to do Papa's Honky Tonk and Workshop, but Papa's Honky Tonk Workshop without the and ended up sounding really nice as well.
Right.
And because of the fonts I chose to independently use, I feel like it worked out fine.
It's really pretty.
I also added a cowboy hat. And I got this done shortly after the video was done too. This really didn't take me that long. All I did was I looked up what fonts I wanted to use. I sketched them out on the board and then I burned them. I had a cowboy hat picture on my phone that I looked at and I just sketched it out freehand on the board and then I burned it. Afterward, I got done and I tried to erase any excess
Pencil lines?
pencil, which I can still see some, but it's fine.
Don't matter.
But yeah, this is how it turned out. So it says Papa's Honky Tonk Workshop. I wanted a more flowy cursive up here. I saw somebody who had done this sort of font, which it reminds me of like those old eye-catching, like outside of a dive, a little dive sign, you know, doing this sort of font, and then I put the little polka dots in there just to kind of create that sense of like little strobing lights or something inside.
Yeah.
And then this, I took the time to be able to, I found the font I liked, I got it done. I really wanted like an older Western style, those fonts that looked like it's the wanted posters.
Yeah.
And I felt like that kind of looked like it. And then obviously I kind of did extra word burning, which I think is kind of good because it was a workshop. So it's kind of like,
yeah, you got to do the extra work.
Well, yeah, because, you know, for the working wood shop. So I did that, got that all done. And again, like I said, I just traced out the hat. I eyeballed it. Like I said, I just found a photo. I tried to imitate it on here and just did my best. I don't think it turned out that bad.
No, it didn't.
And then I just, again, used a Sharpie on the back to say, Merry Christmas, 2025, love, Sarah. And my dad liked it. And you know what? His opinion is all that matters. But when it comes to his gift. But easy gift, right? I traced it out. Once the wood burner was hot, I was able to get it done. Could have been a lot easier had I just changed out the tips a couple of times. Was I going to do that? No, because that would be making my life easier. And I don't believe in doing that when I'm in the midst of a project.
Well, and it wouldn't have been easier because you have to wait until the tip cools off before you can put the new one on, and it would have taken time that she didn't have.
I didn't have time, but changing the tips would have made my time easier. So it's one of those payoffs. And then I broke the tip that I was actively using.
It got too hot. It was a fine tip.
And I melted it.
But that's all right.
The last thing I
Your
want to
dad
show...
has more, so I can use those.
I appreciate it. The last thing I'm going to show, and I'm struggling to do so because for some reason it has decided to flip itself and I can't. This is how the black dog keychain turned out with all the gears that kind of, to me, reminded me of things that go with cars. That gear up there looked like a steering wheel to me. Some of these, I just thought that a lot of this looked like wheels or just different things that looked like a car stuff, because the boy does love his Hot Wheels stuff. But the dog, he wanted it to be a black dog. I used a mauve blue to create dimension in the face because I didn't have a lot of different shades of black that would have allowed me to do the same thing. Like I didn't have matte black, I didn't have a shiny black, I didn't have different shades of black that went into like softer grays to be able to make dimension. So I just used the closest thing I had, which was this mauve-y. Here, let's see if I can I just used like this mauve-y blue, and I did the best I could. I don't think I did that bad. And I covered it in red because boy likes red. So I got that done. I assembled it. I packaged everything up. Well, yeah, I put all of those keychains in a Ziploc bag that my mom had given me. And then we wrapped them, which I think was a smart idea. Yeah. All the kids that were there opened them because one of the kids were not there. Again, my brother does foster, so sometimes not all of them are there at a time. Because they go back to their bio families for small things.
Like Christmas.
Yeah. Well, I shouldn't say small things. I mean, a small amount of time is what I meant to say, not small events, because any event that they're going to be there, even if it's just a weekend, is a big event for them.
Yeah.
But one of the kids that I thought had been on their foster list wasn't actually a foster kid for them. We thought they were for a long time. But the way that it was working was because this was a sibling to one of the kids that they do have guardianship over. They were over a lot, so I had just thought that they were a part of it. But no, they never actually had any sort of guardianship or anything over her. So she does go back with family quite often, which has just created this a bit of a it just has been a change, right? Because
it doesn't change it for us. We still love her, and we love it when she's around.
Oh, absolutely. But it was just one of those things where it's like we got so used to her coming to every single function, and then realizing that she wasn't coming, I was like, what's going on? And then realizing, oh, they never actually had guardianship. They just were having her so often because it was fun for her to be around her brother.
Yeah.
It was the mom was needing some help. People going through hard times. My brother and his wife tried to keep the kids as close with their bio parents as much as they can. That's safe. So they do try to do that sort of intervention. And so stuff like that does kind of happen where it's like, who has them at what time? Yeah. But I didn't get to see her open her gift, but I hope she liked it because she likes horses. So that should have been good. But yeah, a lot of them really liked it. Yeah. I think that we got a good display of reactions.
I think we did well this year, and that everybody was happy, and that we got our gifts done, and the craftiest time of the year was a success, and that's really what matters, right? We and you were able to make the people that we were gifting happy. Yes. I do have a quote here, but I don't know who it's by. We're going to just say unknown because I wasn't able to look it up.
I will see if I can look it up while you're reading it. Because
it says small steps in the right direction can change everything. And isn't that what the craftiest time of the year is? You're making small steps to get all these projects done in time for the event that you're making them for. So we were just so blessed to be able to see the faces of the people, except for Little Journey, and make those small steps in the right direction. So, small steps in the right direction can change everything.
Oh, interesting. So far, I can't actually see who it's by. It seems to be one of those like universal quotes, kind of like it's a human quote. It's something that we have seen be kind of like a golden rule.
Right.
If you want to accomplish something by doing something a little bit every day, going in that direction, you're going to accomplish that goal, right?
Yeah.
It's the whole, you can't eat the whole elephant in one bite. You take one bite at a time, sort of a thing. And when I looked it up, I did see that there are some systems of belief. I don't know if they're religious or just more of a mindset belief, like a philosophy, but that are in Japan that really follow this belief system heavily.
Right.
Which I thought, I don't know, for a little 5-second glance, that's pretty interesting. Because let's be real, these small little motivations are huge, and it's gonna be so silly, but one of my favorite songs in Christmas time is from that whole Santa Claus Comes to Town, that stop motion picture claymation from a long time ago that explains Santa Claus's origin story.
Right.
And he does, when you put one foot in front of the other, soon you'll be walking across the floor.
Yeah.
If you put one foot in front of the other, then soon you'll be walking out the door.
Yeah.
It's just that whole concept that you just have to start. And you just have to keep doing it. It doesn't have to be this big, humongous accomplishment in one sitting. And I think that that's something that we...
Kind of like getting your shoes out for the...
Exactly.
The sweatsuit.
Yeah, exactly.
Putting them on.
You get the shoes out and ready the night before. Then if you put your socks in them, if you put things that you have to put on right there, then they have to be put on. And the whole point is, even if you don't do the exercise that day, you've already created a system where you're that much closer to the success of being ready and able when you're ready, because you've already created a habit of being ready.
And the same thing goes with the 26 things in 2026. You have your steps right here. You just have to mark them off when you get them done.
And it reminds me of one other thing, and which is something that a neighbor of mine does. Before school starts, the first 2 weeks before school starts, she sets her alarm for the whole house at 6 a.m. They don't have to go anywhere. They don't have to do anything. But the routine of when the household starts to operate and when when the granddaughter needs to be going to bed hits, so that by the time school hits, she's not tired.
Yeah, she's already used to it.
Yep. So it's just one of those things where it's like 2 weeks before, they just intentionally, as a whole household, decided to wake up early so that they could go to bed early, so that they could be ready for that time shift.
Yes.
So that school was easier for the child.
Exactly.
The whole household did it.
It's just like good.
It's a small sacrifice for the adults for big ones for the kid.
Yes.
And I think it's just those small intentional steps. The smaller you make just like with the whole move around, you might be surprised that your appetite has more to do with boredom than anything else. It's not saying that if you're not hungry, eat. Eat. If you need food, eat. It's not the point. The point is that our bodies crave something to do a lot of the time. And they go after things that they know that they can do that satisfies. That's it. It's not this huge thing. We just go after the first thing that our body knows is easy to satisfy.
That's why crochet is so great, because it keeps your hands busy, and then you're not eating. And as much. For me, it's like, if I can keep my hands busy, I'm not bored, and then I'm not thinking about eating.
You're not just mindlessly eating.
I'm just doing something with my hands, or I'm making a art journal page, or I'm coloring in what I've made for said page, or whatever.
This doesn't have to apply to mindless eating. We're not trying to make it seem like eating is the problem.
No.
It's, if you're trying to break another habit, doing something that is very much a huge, all-consuming thing, like with me, my hands have to stay clean to be able to do my projects. So eating is not something I can do while making my projects, because my hands will get dirty.
Yeah, same here.
Exactly. So it's like, but even if it was another habit that I'm trying to break, right? It could be something else, right? Having something to do that requires a lot. I have a friend who wanted to stop smoking and vaping. And she had learned that there's this little stick that you can buy, like a whole bunch of sticks, like in a package. And at the tip was like a mint. And because she said, because I've never smoking, she was explaining that when you get that first hit, you get a flavor when you're doing it. And it becomes like this, you want that flavor in your mouth, like sipping pop or sipping coffee. It's just something that you just get attracted to, wanting to have that flavor in your mouth.
Right.
And she said those sticks have the flavors of different types of tobacco, or just even the mint or cinnamon or whatever it is that you really like. They don't have any nicotine in them though. So you just take it out of your pocket and you just start sucking on the tip, and that oral fixation that a lot of people with smoking or vaping habits are able to be satisfied not by the drug, but by the action of having something else to do with their mouth that's mindless. It's like someone who wanted to chew on like that straw or that weed, or picking their teeth with a toothpick.
Yeah.
It's the whole having something to do with your mouth, because that's just something to do.
Yeah.
It's mindless. You're not really actually doing anything. You're just doing it. And she's like, so she was looking at what it would take to buy those instead of the cigarettes, so that she had a different option.
Right.
She could have the choice to break the cycle without taking away the fixation, because the fixation just gave her something to do when she was nervous.
Right.
And that's not the problem. Putting something like that in her mouth isn't going to hurt her mouth. We just want her to get healthy so she's not going sick with the smoking. So it was just like, that's a payoff.
Right.
We're not just making you have to change a whole habit when it's become a part of your everyday, when you can just find something else to replace that habit with. It's just finding those ways to give yourself success instead of making it harder for yourself.
Right. Well, today for us is the last day of 2025. When you see this, we'll already be in 2026. So we're going to say goodbye 2025 and hello 2026. And we hope that your 2026 is great, wonderful, that you get all your projects done, that you have all these big dreams that come true. And we just want to thank you for sticking around with us another year and giving us the hope of, having someone coming along with us on our projects and our days, and giving us something to get excited about every week.
Mm-hmm. You guys kind of create like this sense of a show and tell, right? Like, I have someone who's actually interested in what I'm gonna make.
Yeah.
We might not have a big community, but there's this sense of, I know that if I present something, it's not going to go to a crowd that's not going to not appreciate it.
Exactly.
I'm going to other crafters, because, yeah, our slogan, our like saying when we first start the video is more yarn creations, but we do a whole bunch of stuff because creativity is not limited to one thing.
No.
And so it obviously sparks other things.
Yeah.
So we do a lot here, but it's just the ability to know that our voice going out to the void, so to speak, is reaching ears and eyes that will appreciate and be inspired. And then we've had it where people, just as a reminder, our comment section is always open. We never have that locked. Right. Our description box also has a secure email where we can have conversations with you guys if you'd like.
Yeah.
We've had people send us what they're doing. We
Yeah.
love that communication. Always feel free to do that because we love to be able to hear from you guys. We feel like this is a big platform where in a town like ours where this sort of stuff isn't like something an event like in European countries where they do a whole town of knitting or crocheting for 24 hours or something. We don't have things like that here.
Right.
So we're just throwing it out to the void. And whoever wants to pick it up, we say thank you, welcome, be a part of our journey. We have almost how many years?
5.
5 years of this. Yeah. And so, yes, stuff to see. And again, as always, we just thank you. And going into 2026, we hope that you stitch your way
to mental health.